Hi all. So welcome to another day on this JMeter training. And as a recap, so in the last session we have finished this part, the scoping rule and execution order precedency. Now in today's session we'll be talking about JMeter and Jenkins integration, and that's what CI/CD pipeline stuff. Right. So main thing is Jenkins. Right. First we will start with Jenkins. Now first we'll try to understand like what is this CI/CD. Okay. And what is Jenkins? So Jenkins basically it's an open source CI/CD tool, or you can say it's a build tool. And Jenkins is developed by same organization who have developed JMeter. So Apache Software Foundation, right? They are the organization who developed Jenkins, and same fellow have developed JMeter. And this Jenkins is one of the major or very important tool that is used in CI/CD stuff. Okay. Like this is the main part in the core also. So that is one thing. Then we'll try to see first, like what is this chain? What is this CI? So CI/CD means like full form is continuous integration and continuous deployment. Okay. So it basically what happens that suppose developer is working on a feature on something, right? Some component, some feature of application, right? And once he works on that. So one person will be there, one developer. So he will push his code to a repository. Okay, and then what will happen that this code, right, whatever he has changed or what he has developed, there are actually repo. So a central repo will be there for main application. Okay, main application. Now in that he will there is a stuff called branch. Branch means sub repo. He can create a branch in the main repo. He can work and push his code, right? Push his code to that branch, right? There is a main repo using which the application or main application, whatever is running. And what happens that generally directly any change to the main code is not suggested. Okay. So this is how these things are set up. So a person will create his branch, he will work in that. Once he will work on that, whatever code he's written, it will be reviewed by some person. And if everything is good, then that will be merged in the main branch. Okay, merged. Now, when that is merged, right? So that change starts looking, or it starts, it takes the effect, and people can see it, right? Now, what is the benefit of keeping a repo is like anyone who wants to work on that application or any feature of that application, that whole source code is kept some at centralized place. They can download it and make a branch in that and start working. Now, other benefits of this is like this same repo can be utilized in different environments also to run on different environments. So it's like that. Okay. So this whole stuff, right? You see pushing, branch, merge, running. Right. Now another thing is that then we have a testing as well, right? So why this? What is this CI/CD that we are trying to understand and continuous integration and deployment? So integration and deployment. So parallelly, suppose there is a tester as well, right? Testers who test the stuff, right? Now what happens that suppose tester has developed some script or they have developed some codes to test an application, right? Maybe through JMeter or automation code, right? And they have also kept on their own some repo. main repo. That code is kept. Now, uh, see, so what happens, here diagram is also there, that suppose developer has pushed some new changes or some changes to existing stuff, right? And it went to the main repo of the development branch, right? Now tester can, now tester works will come that he has to test that feature. So he will run his code that is written, or if required, uh, understanding whatever has been changed, he can write a new code for that, and then he can run it to test it, right? To test that. Once this whole thing is done, then that you can see it can move to the use, right? That is called deployment. So see here, every time, what is the benefit of again here maintaining repo for developers? Sorry, testers also. Like so many testers will be there. So some tester can work on some stuff, some tester can work on some stuff. So in that again, this repo thing will again help. So there will be a repo, and then some tester can make his own branch, suppose B1, another B2. He can write his code in each, and then branch they can work, and then they push their codes on that branch, right? Pushing means pushing the changes, right? Then it is reviewed, and then the changes are merged, or if new thing has been developed, that is merged in the main repo. Now what is the beauty of this is, like, suppose anytime you want to run the test, the whole setup is ready. You have to just trigger through one click or some, and we can run it. We can run and we can monitor, and this all goes on cloud. Like cloud means online, everything you can see the results, yeah, monitor, see all those things will be there online, right? So the cloud versions, how and where these are run, or these things are actually they happens are on cloud version called GitHub or GitLab, right? And through which they used to run our GitHub actions are there. And the command, like what I'm saying, is merging, pushing, right? Pull. These are called Git commands. Okay. Now that is the main thing in CI/CD. Now beauty here is that anytime you can run it. Okay. There is no manual intervention. Like suppose anything you develop, so anyone will develop on his laptop, right, or his uh, machine that on which he's working. Now, if we keep that at same place in my laptop, say it is dependent, right? Suppose my every time laptop get crash or something. But if that whole setup is there in uh, a structured manner on cloud, right? Everything, right? So we will get a URL of that our repos or their repo, and this whole will be integrated. That whole integration thing is what CI/CD or DevOps part, right? And we can run the test, right, on that clouds. Now cloud here is, don't understand cloud means something different. Cloud means the web version of Jenkins. Okay. Jenkins is a tool which we can install locally on our computer, and then there are extended version of this which are called this GitLab and GitHub, okay, which offer the same feature, but that is kind of cloud, okay, where everything we keep on a directory online. To understand, right? Like suppose I have these documents, right? Suppose this document I can keep in my laptop C drive or D drive, plus this same document I can keep on my Google Drive also. So if I keep on Google Drive and give access to multiple people, so it becomes easy, right, to share or to see the things. Then dependency on my laptop decreases, right? It's not there. Everything is there online, Google Drive kind of service. So this is why. So same thing, all script, if I keep, if we develop, everyone develops generally on the local, but later on, eventually, this is all pushed to repo, online repo. Now Google Drive is what? It's a cloud, right? And local thing is local, but I moved to cloud, a service related. So same way the Jenkins thing, this GitHub labs are cloud version where we can keep our this whatever we have developed, right, and developer stuff, tester stuff, and then that can be integrated. So all this thing there also how the things are run and executed is through Jenkins. Okay, runners are there actually. They are called runners, right? And actions, GitHub actions are there. Okay. So that is CI/CD. Now, why this is there, right? So this is there to avoid the dependency. This is there to avoid crash, or this is there to avoid basically a dependency in only. Suppose you are not there and some other team want to work on that. So he can clone the repo, right? Your work or main work of tester, and he can create a branch and start looking into the code, and he can start writing some other code, and then he can push that change to the main repo, right? Which other can also see. So it's there, it's centralized, right? And main thing is any test or any run of developer can be executed uh, online, right? Without having the dependency of suppose like this. Suppose let us say JMeter test. If I have to run on my laptop, so there is a dependency, right? Like we have to open the console and all those things and then type and this. See, that is a long thing, correct? But what if we do that in a such a manner that a single button click and all thing will run, plus all thing will be running not on my laptop but on a cloud stuff where even other people can access that URL and see what I have run. They can also see that, right? It is accessible to all, right? Or anytime they can run, because every time anyone can run. Even I will not be there, but anyone can run it by just clicking a single click. So you see how easy it becomes, right? This is stuffs. Okay. Plus, main thing of right. So this is the beauty. This is the beauty of avoiding the dependence. Correct. And next thing, this setup also does a self. They does the triggering of self test. Like suppose you have designed a performance test, right? And developer has done some changes in one of the feature. So you can run the test again, or the setup can be made like test will run automatically once the developer pushes the change to his branch. So a signal goes to the performance script repository, and they can auto trigger a test, yeah, which will test out automatically and give a result. Same goes for any automation script, functional testing automation script being written, right? Or if any minor changes is required in the script, we can do, and then we can push, and then everything will be centralized. So you see the beauty is there. So this is CI/CD. Okay. So now in this, we will see doing it through Jenkins, because Jenkins is the core in all this stuff, and we'll see how. Suppose we have to run a test, same JMeter test on my laptop only. So first we open up a console, right? Then we type cd command, we type those script path, all those things, correct? But what all this thing is set up in such a manner that we just do a click, and we can make a user interface also. Let us say for passing of the users, right, or loop or duration, either we are typing every time j user like this, or we have to pass from a custom properties file. There also we have to change. For every run, we have to change all those things. So what we can make a GUI for the inputs. GUI means a graphical looking beautiful stuff, right, which looks beautiful, correct? But what if this can be done with clicks, right? Not by opening all these steps like command prompt, then putting the path and all those things. What if this can be avoided and make it easy? So it looks beautiful, right? So that is the basic purpose of this entries. So either you can run your test standalone, depending on project to project, how the setup is done. Standalone means you prepare the script, you had a LG, right, dedicated LG, you are running the test from there by opening command prompt, running test and giving the result. That is one thing. Another thing is, depending on the project's setup, maybe you have to put your codes and script on a repo and you have to run it through those repo. That is what GitHub, GitLab, right? So everything through that, right? That is also uh, very used. Or what you can make Jenkins job integration and run the Jenkins. Anyone. Now, Jenkins, why we are trying to understand? Because those running on the repo, whether it is Git or GitHub, primarily it works on Jenkins principle. The setup is made like that. Only thing there is some difference. We have to write a small code, not code. It's not a programming language. A setup which is called YML uh, file, right? That you can Google and you can get also. Even you can ask a co-pilot and it will be. They're very. There are some steps. Predefined keywords are there. We need to use them and prepare them, and you can run any test on through online means on this cloud of GitHub. So we will see first this. So in this, first thing is like installing of Jenkins. Okay, so you can download this. You can search Jenkins or Jenkins download on Google. Here you it is there. Jenkins download and deploy. Now, so if you scroll, you will see like here latest one will be there, and here little older version means little second latest you can say, and here the much latest and little older than that it will be displayed. Why they are doing so? Even I do not have much idea. Okay, but maybe due to this they are doing to avoid some dependency. Like if still the people are using the old one and they take time to migrate to the new one, so that's why they may be doing this. Okay. 530. Okay, this is the old one. This is the new one is here. It's 2528. This 530. So this is LTS long time support, and it's like the same thing. Just now we have seen Java. So if you go to the Java, you'll see so many versions will be there. Right? So we have Java 24 and Java 21, Java 17, right? So why they are keeping this, correct? There is a reason for that. Reason is that suppose Java 25 and Java 21, and then downside we'll see Java 17, 11, and 18. See, every Java version has some changes. So those people, suppose something has been developed using Java 11 or Java 18, right, or Java 21, might not run on Java 25. Okay, they might not immediately support. So if we are trying to, means the developer I'm talking about, so if they are trying to run everything on 25, they have to make changes in their existing code. So that's why those are still made available. You see, long time support. Means in after 21, directly 25 is there. In between 22, 23, and 24 was there. They removed that. Okay, these fellows. So now only 21 is there in long time and 25 is there in LTS. It means that it will be there. This will be there till long. So any people who have made any application using Java 21, he can run it. Okay, till long time, and then after some time he has to migrate to the newer version. Okay, so these are ongoing process. Right. So same way we have Jenkins like it. So suppose someone is using the old one, so they make it okay, let it be for those people. And latest one they always keep it here, right? So this is the difference. In Java also, like suppose if you want to download 25, if you have 25, right, and if you download the Jenkins, it is not supporting Java 25. Okay, when you download and try to install, right, it will say that he needs Java 21 still. Still it needs Java. So that is what the dependency is, right? That is still this Jenkins needs Java 21. They have not migrated to support 25, right? So that's why Java 21 has to be kept also, right? That is the, so this is the thing. So here you can download anyone, either LTS or the latest one. So from for Windows, Ubuntu, there, even generic WAR file is there. Right. Now installation is easy. They have complete there. Complete page is there to install on uh, Windows, everything, suppose using Docker, Kubernetes, Mac, or Windows, wherever you want to install. They have written steps with video as well, plus screenshots, both. And it's nothing simple, download and install. Only one in Jenkins installation, only one tweak is there, only one. uh, yeah, only one tricky is there, part is there, that is um, creating a key file which will be shown there when you install, and then when you try to launch this one, unlock in. But that is also easy. Actually, they will give you a path where you can just go and take that password, and that you have to put it before starting. Right. Fine. Now, the same thing you can watch in videos installation. Then, so this is proper through setup. Okay, downloading and properly setting up. Now, and we have one WAR file, as I said, right? WAR file. So WAR file is like it doesn't require downloading. It's just a download and launch kind of thing. But here also initial setup of this is required. Which is more suggested is going with installer. So it runs as a service, and it will be 24 by it will be always available in your laptop. Suppose you are installing when we download it through the installer, right? So always you can open that URL. This will be URL where we can access Jenkins when we install it, right? So, but through WAR, what is the difference is always we have to launch it. So this through installer, once we do, it's one-time activity, and every time Jenkins will be available in stuff. Okay. But through WAR, if you do that time, what happens is it's like you have to every time launch it. Okay. So better to go with that install. Now, once Jenkins get installed, this is the URL, default URL, which we have to open, and Jenkins will be running in Jenkins. Now in Jenkins, we can create job and all other things. So I'm going to launch my Jenkins through this one because I have not installed Jenkins in my system as installer. I'll be doing that later, but for now I'll launch it through Warfile. So for Warfile, if you see how it works is if Jenkins is through installer, right? So directly I can go anytime in my browser and type that localhost 8080. This is the port, and it will be always coming up. But since my system, you see, it's not installed as a service through installer and the main, it's not coming. It's not loading. So because in my system still I'm using the var one. So here Jenkins. I'm still using old one, I think. So this is Jenkins.var. This is how through var it works. So every time you have to, if you want to use, every time you have to launch it by using command prompt and then navigating to this directory, and then there is a command like Java space dash Java jar, yeah, Java space jar and Jenkins dot. And if you want to change the port, this is additional command you can give. But otherwise, this is the default. This is the but the initial setup is always required. Initial setup always remember whenever you launch Jenkins, this is first time you have to do. A secret password is there that you have to always keep, and they give the path. So you have to just copy the path, open that file. There will be a password. You have to copy and put it here. Whether you install through var or whether through the normal install, right? Same if if you want to run it on Docker, Kubernetes, Mac. Every for each they have given, right? This is old version of Jenkins. I mean, if you see it's going on, I don't like it needs 1.8 already. So this kind of dependency, that's why people keep still old versions, so that people who still use it old software, um, they can use it to download this. Quite some. So I'm just downloading the 11 because if I download the latest Jenkins, then again that also I have to set up. So anything, which one is fast? Installing Java is fast. So I removed all the prior Java. I thought 21. Now I'll have. So that is the problem with going with this part. They have to always launch it and it will not work. The best suggestion would be keep 21, right, Java 20, and latest Jenkins as a install version. This it will ask for admin password, username password, which while installation you can set up. Okay, when first installation will start, that time you can set up any path you can give. They've just made as admin. Fine. So this is the dashboard of Jenkins on local. Now here, see anything by default you see there is project names. We create a project and then we configure it and then we run that. So any task, generally any task, uh, working on any task or executing any task is called a job in Jenkins world. Okay, Jenkins job. So job means Jenkins task. Right? You can do anything from this through this Jenkins. You can run anything. So that is the beauty. It's a very highly extensible tool. It can be integrated with many things. Right? So instead of doing the things manually, we can set up the software and just do some clicks, we can get the things done. The first thing that we are going to do is we are going to make a simple job to understand the things. Then we will make it a little bit uh, advanced. Okay. So first we will do a simple job, then with arguments. Simple means just to understand how things work. So first what you have to do is inside this Jenkins, uh, you can create your own um, this, new item, right? So you can click on it. Then it will ask to create a name. Say a good name you can give. Right? So like some names I have to give so that you can remember it, or it will tell us what that job is related to or task is related to. So suppose fit to perfect test like that, something you can, right? Comments. Okay. Then from here we have to choose types. We will go with freestyle. You have to compulsory choose any one of them. So I used now when dedicated server multiple projects and so real
Vallabh, your voice is breaking. Vallabh can't hear you. Your voice is breaking. Is it from me or all?
Also, for me too. Voice is breaking.
Okay. So please let me know if it works. Is it working now?
Yes. Yes, Vallabh.
Oh, okay. Fine. So, um, so that's what I was saying, that here we have to compulsorily give a name, right? And then you have to compulsorily choose from any of these options. Okay. This one is used in a dedicated project in real time when whole setup is done. But when we are doing on our laptops, like, so we go with freestyle. Freestyle. So that's it. So select, give a name, then choose freestyle, and then click on OK. And now once we do OK here, then next page comes up where we have to configure this. Configure the settings, or the codes, or whatever execution command that we have to give. Now, here, mm, just we have to scroll down. We'll see here build will be there. Option called build, right? Build. So you have to just choose from here, add build step from drop down, and if you are running your Jenkins on Windows, sorry, on Windows, then we will choose first one. And if the Jenkins is executed on Ubuntu, so it will be save, execute save. Okay. Uh, so we'll go with first one because we are running on Windows. Now we have to keep the command. Right? So what is the command? Command is nothing but what we put on our this GUI, sorry, non-GUI terminal when we run a JMeter test. Same thing we have to put here. Okay. So I'll tell you. So let us say, suppose we have to run a test in here. So what we do, we navigate to the JMeter directory, cd JMeter 1. So let's pin, right? Now what we type, okay. So we type JMeter -n-t, then JMX file path complete, then -l, right? Then output directory, sorry, GTL file, right? Then space -e, space -o, right? So this is what we do. So, and then the output. So this whole thing, uh, just we have to copy and put it here. But we have to make some change, I'll tell you. I made it bigger. Okay. First thing is, do you see here anchor? Right. So when you copy from here, basically when you copy, so there is an anchor. The anchor will be also copied, right? Which is actually wrong. Generally, it's a slash. So remove that anchor if you're copying, because it's interpreted as place, right? Slash. So basically, this is the location we are giving. This is the JMeter location we have to give. So any JMeter location you can give, whichever you are using, right? So that is there. Then uh, then what we do? Then the rest is we give the commands JMeter dash and dash t, uh, JMX file dash l GTL dash e dash o output. So JMX, suppose we want to run a product booking scenario. First, let me just open it just to cross verify everything is fine in that description. One. It's all fine. So, we can copy this whole part. Copy this part. Run my campaign. Delete. These codes we have to delete. So this is James. Remove that. Okay. JMeter dash and dash is James. Then dash then GT. So GTL for now will keep some dedicated fixed path. Just one. So now we are trying to understand. So suppose this is the location GTL. First I'll write it. So GTL, and this is the test result part. Then suppose what you run whatever. Suppose run one underscore. It's the November, like this. Underscore something you can do. Suppose one dot JT. So these are we are doing just basic. We will change it later. First, we're trying to understand. Okay. Then output directory dash e dash o. So I'm just deleting this. Okay. Now just save. Apply you can do or save. So once we save that, so you can say it will just came up here. Project and we are here. So here you will see an option called build. Build means run. Okay, running it. So now let us do that. So let us click on build now. So when you click on build now, automatically you'll see a number will start and here progress will start. So you can just click on that and then you can go to console output again. You can click here. So where I said to click, when you click on build now, here this is called job number, and this bar will be there. Just click on that bar, or if you see a drop down will be there. So from drop down also you can go to direct console, or you can just click on that bar. It will take you here and then go to console where you will see the things run. So do you see these things, right? So it's running. So this stuff is same thing that we see on here. Right? We used to see here. Okay. So that is the beauty. Now, what is the beauty here is like, what is the benefit is now you see one click. I have set up the things and one click and no need to do further things. We will whatever the things that we set up will still make it more enhanced way. But this is the base. And the main thing will be this will be stored. This will be saved, right? Because whatever we do on console, once you close the console, that thing is gone, right? It's not saved. But here, suppose this is my April something I did, right? April 6 months back. So that time, so you see that time I have run 1 to 4 jobs, and I can always go and go to console output and check, right, what has been there, right? So that history is there, right? So that is the beauty of this. Plus this project, uh, we made it with enhancement. So now if I click on build with parameter, you can see here you can give GTL file path and start building. As you see, we can make it in GUI mode. See, I'm clicking on build with parameter. The number of user we can give from here and GTL and HTML. That is changing, right? Can configure all executable file path. Where is that? So in this one, I think I've done with more detail. Okay, so for now, so this is our job, right? It rain and all detail we get here same way. And you can see here GTL came and report also came. One mistake I did is sorry that generating the error log We have this one, error log, that simple data, right? Have this. Yeah, this one. So this should always be enabled. So that error log we get from here, and JTL and other thing we get from the tests, because JTL also you can generate from there, and HTML also if you this, because we know we have implemented, right? That thing I have already made. So if you wish, in the script only, uh, we have made that, right? Anyone you can prefer, correct? Either see in the script, this is the script, right? So first thing, this is anyhow we need for error log, because error, there is no other way to get the error log. Error log has to come from here one, and error log is very important, we know, right? That is one thing. Second thing comes the JTL and the HTML report. So there are two. Either you can configure it in configuration, correct? I will go back and then again you see configure. So you can give it DASL and all those things. So from where it will be generated, or we have, you can enable this part and tear down thread group. We have clearly made that sampler, right? Or there are two I have made, anyone. So it will generate the test result and HTML report, right? Both things. So from Jenkins, in that case, we have to just run. We have to just run the JMX file with the user input and other thing, right? This no need to provide. So whichever you like, you can do, correct? But this one is preferable. This you have to always make it on. Then so XML should always come, like that error log XML, right? So we got it. Next time I'll run XML. So this is the run, right? Now, what we can do is, see, this run is not a good run. I mean, this job actually run went well. I think, right? That run went well. But here you can always go to that. You can click on this and go to console output, and you can see it went well, right? But now next time, suppose I will run it again. So if I run it again, so suppose I have to run it for 10 user, 20 user. So every time we have to go and put the users, either through dash j you can do that one thing, or you can put that in a file. But when we are running from Jenkins, putting it through a file is not feasible, right? That is again become additional task. It's not fully automated. Why these tools are there? So that our use of these tools means the manual intervention should be minimized as much as possible, right? So suppose the user inputs we are passing from a custom properties file. So we have to open that file, right? And put in the information, the details over there. So again, that is not feasible. So better go with dash j. You can put here dash j, and from here we can control it, right? Now, for every run, another thing is like changing the JTL also, correct? Every time new JTL file. And so this all we can do what? We can do parameterization. So in Jenkins also, for this every input, we can do parameterization like what I have shown here. June 20. So you see build parameter. So before running all this, you can put, if you want to choose, you can put, suppose currently JMeter executable is here. By default, it's given, default one. So if you want to change, you can just delete and change. Then JMX is the default user you can put, and test result direct. See, just go to the configure. You'll see here how it looks. This is the command. So this is the command. Actually, this is the same command, the PowerShell DT one, right? Hope you remember we created where the file name will be dependent on that will be self-created, right? We worked on that a few days back. You remember that I figured out one way so that the file name should of JTL or the HTML directory, whatever, it comes with the date and time. We did that. So same thing I put in over here. Same. If you just go and see that. Inventing file name. So date. I think we were there. So this was the one. So if you see here, see this is the normal one, right? So this path is the executable we have to give, then dash and dash d, right? The JMX directory, then this dash user, this time dash j, then dash l, right? The output directory, and this will come up. The users, then dash e dash o, and this is GTL file, and this is output directory. Now in Jenkins, in Jenkins, so this is understandable, correct? Now what we can do is first let us try to understand in this way that suppose this is our command, right? So we can parameterize the inputs here, like how in JMeter we pass we create a variable, like variable we store that value in that and we call them in JMeter. So in Jenkins also it's possible, so that we can make a GUI, graphical user interface, so that when we click on uh, build, so we get a graphical kind of thing. This is like this. So that we can do. Now how that is done is you have to first figure out which thing you want to parameterize. Okay, like suppose this JMX, or suppose after suppose this JMX, we are passing like dash j space j, sorry, space j users equal to something, like suppose 10, 10, then a space dash j loop equal to 20 or whatever, loop 2, yeah, loop 2, right, like this. Now I want to uh, so every time before running, we have to always come and change this. That is a drawback because it's not a full automation. So this part, again, this thing we can parameterize in here only, in our setting only, right? Plus, you can parameterize the GTL file name or output directory also, so that next time you can give them from command prompt, from GUI, like from here only, you can update them here before running, right? Before running. So how to do that? So in this same, right, in this same, here, if you just where we have written this code, right, you see build and this thing. So in same, if you just scroll up in this general tab, you see this project is parameters. So you have to click on that. When you click on that, it will come add the parameters. Right? After that, you can just choose which parameter there. So basically, the parameter we are passing is a string parameter. Its variable is a string, so it will come up here. It's very beautiful actually. So here, just give a name, default value, some description. So name means this is the name, users, ramp up loop. These are the default values, whatever, and this is the description, right? This is description. So like that, you can give. Suppose users, default value one. Description, you can give the number of users to run. Like this, you can do it here. Right? Now, this variable just copy and put it here, where instead of this 10, you have to put like this, only percentile. In JMeter, we do dollar floor basis, variable floor basis. Here we do only percentile and then variable. Percentile and variable, right? And same, next we can add one more string. So I can go to add parameters, one more. So suppose next we'll loop default value description, or one more, right? Like this, we can keep on adding. So next will be suppose JTL file, right? A default value and a description, right? Uh, suppose I'll not give all, few only give. Suppose JTL file. Default is this. And here, for now, I'm not writing something, but you can write. Now, this variable JTL will copy, and instead of this long JTL file path, you can just keep percentile and that variable. This, okay. Same we can do for output directory, another variable. But that all I'm not doing because we'll go with this one. But I'm just showing. So save. Now, when you come save, it will come back to this main page, and then you see again it's like build with parameters come, right? Now the job has been modified because now parameter has been added. So earlier only build was there, now build with parameter. Now whenever you click, it will ask you to put the, say, users, put it. And so this is the default value, this is the description we written, this is the default value description. Now we can change it before running, like 10, whatever. See, it's taking. Suppose next time you are running like run to, you can update it in run to. Yeah, 10. 10. You see, we can update and then you can build. Build means you can. So here another job will be created, right? So this is how we can make full-fledged. Now the same thing I have done here. You can see in this. So in this, what we have done. Uh, See, every time giving JTL file is also not feasible. Every time you have to update, right? So we went with I went with this commands, which we have used in our command prompt. You know that, right? That time, and this was automatically generating the time, right? Remember. So same thing is put in over there. Same command. Differences here. Why they are multiple? Okay, there is no difference. Right. So this is the default one. Here, see, this is the location, right? JMeter location, dash and dash the um, JMX file, then dash the J, users, ramp up, loop, duration, whatever that also. Then this is JTL, right? This is JTL, then output directory. And this we know, and this time is stored in a variable. That time is, we are calling it here, right? So that file, JTL file, will have time in that, and every time we do not have to give. Now this is part we copy that, and we have used that in command prompt as well. Now same thing, we can first go to event configure and put it here. Delete this and Now we will change one by one each. We can parameterize everything. So do you see this part? Suppose instead of keeping it as hard coded, uh, from here only, first parameter we can make okay, JMeter executable file path. So let's just do that. It's all like delete. So add parameters string. So I'm just copy pasting because it's same concept. This is default value. If needed, it will be changed, right? See the description. Now this variable you just copy and put it here. Yeah. How that should be put in percentile and variable, right? Percentile and variable and percentile close. Okay. Percentile close is also there. That time I have not given percentile mistakes, right? Okay, not an issue. So percentile, variable, and again closing percentile. This also. So this all you can do. So here, delete this percentile, variable, percentile, close. Now comes this JMeter, right? So again, one more variable for that. So yes, we can create another. So this is one. Now we can do another parameter. JMeter. Now where is our JMeter? So this is description is anything you can write. Description tells that what is this about or what is this about, right? So now copy this and instead of this so long JMX here, we'll write just percentile variable name percentile close. Okay, right. Now same we have to do for users, ramp up, loop one. Do you see everything, right? So users very quickly we'll do copy testing so that they got users default value. Suppose one user, see the number of users to run. Then now copy this and where is here is the user. So user number, right? So percentile variable name percentile close and user number we are using here as you see here. So same thing percentile this will remove this 5 with that and here also. This is in the file name, right? It is there. Okay, correct. So this is reflecting here also, and we are changing it here as well. So final will come up with this dash dash j dash user and users dot jt. Okay. Now loop ramp up or loop and ramp up one. One the loop counter titration for the test. And this will just remove the hard coded value. So here you see ramp up is one. Now this is hard. Now we'll remove with that percentile variable and percentile close. same way loop the copy and here loop one, right? So percentile variable name, percentile dollar. So this will, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one time activity. Alarm put down time test result direct. So there is the test default value of test result direct is here. And this variable again copy and remove in here. This result directory. This is result directory. Percentile dollar. Same thing will copy and this D2T this. Why I'm doing, because see this directory is used in GTL file path as well as output also, right? Now, now since file name is will be automatically generated, no need to worry. And this one user or two user or five users, and that will also it will take, right? Because we have taken care of that. Right? In file only it will take, whether you run for 5 user, 10 user, it will come up, correct? Now test result directory also we parameterize, so that suppose next time you want to change the test right there, so no need to come here. Right? So this is the beauty. Now just save. Now when you save, when you come to build with parameters, yeah, this is how it's again looking. Now depending on whatever you want to change, initially this one generally will not change, right? This one only we will change. So suppose we want to run for 10 user, ramp up one loop, right? I'll click on build. Now you see another job has started. Right? So this is job two, build two actually. It's called job name. Job is this. This is job. This is build. So build one, build. Now we can click on it and then go to console out, and we can see. So it's this time it's running 10, and you can see here the results. Uh, Automatically now, what you see user 10 error log, it's coming, right? It's coming from where? It's coming from script, right? Simple data, right? Simple data. And this one, no, this one above that, yeah, this one. This is the GT. So you see automatically it got generated with same name. Only difference here is in error log we have given 24-hour format. Here it's a 12-hour format. So that we will change automatically, so that both name match exactly. Yeah. So that we will change. But it's coming, right? So now you see how easy it's become. Now next time, no need to every time giving that, right? When will if we can let it run, we can go back and go again to configure. We'll change something that that time. Right? So here we want DD and here we'll keep this capital H. And, this part will not be because it is for AMPM. So in 24 hours of format, AMPM is not. So now I've changed that. Next is suppose you want to move this up and down. That also you can. Up and down means like uh, the sequencing. That sequencing of this. That also you can move up and down. That is so there. Suppose this directory. I just want to move it up so I can test result directory. I want to keep it above somewhere. So first JMeter part, then test result directory. So we can drag and drop. So sequencing will change there as well. So build 2 has finished. Now again we can go on. So now you see test result directory has came at separate location. Earlier it was here. Now we moved. So drag and drop. Uh, now we can suppose this one we want 5 user. We can go to console. You can go. Otherwise you can no need to go also. There also progress it will tell. Right, the bar will tell the progress. And beauty is every run it's saved, right? Saved, and result is stored at some location. So now this time we are running for 5 user, and if you see this is the 5 very beautifully error log, right? 5 user and XML file. This is error log XML file. This is GTL file, and file name also matching, right? So like that, we can keep on running. We can keep on storing the test. Now the same thing is set up in CI/CD. So this is local, but when we run from GitHub, so there will be account given, right? And then you have to make a repository. Repository means project folder, like how we have done. Okay. So a project directory. So when suppose GitHub, we will go. You can set up GitHub yourself as well. You can create your account for local, doing it locally. It's free. You have to do sign up, and then you can put your repo. Many people are putting their work also on GitHub repo. Okay. GitHub repo is, it has more beauty as well. What helps in why this is there, GitHub repos or GitHub is used in industry. One more factor is that suppose you work something today, right? But what you work today, your manager wants to see that. So this is a very unique thing they bought in, which has a negative stuff. So suppose you have written few lines of code. You said I have worked for 8 hours today. Now what 8 hours? So I've done this. So I have written those code. So they will not, they will consider show me the work. So you see, like here on website also it's saying like that he's writing this code. Suppose now, suppose he made some changes in this code today. He has spent 5 hours today and he did. Now all the previous code will be there on the repo, and you did something or in that repo you did some new changes, and then at the end of the day you are leaving, so you are pushing. Actually this ID not with JMeter, but this all coding ID has parallelly, they will sync. Okay, this GitHub is configured with the ID. So one, even a comma also you will put, that will sync with the repo, and that it will show you that he changed the comma. Okay, he updated this. So old was this, new was this. Right? So suppose few line you completely change, so it will completely show you. So the old was this and new is this. Right? So this way your work also people can review. Right? Or the final thing what I told, like suppose a complete feature you have developed, and So before merging it to the main branch, people should, when some people will be there who will review that whether this is fine or not, whether it is going to affect the main branch or not, like that, right? So these things are there. So same way we can do for our JMeter script also, but JMeter script has little disadvantage that JMeter script is not a code, right? But other thing we can do by we can make uh, repo here. We can make things run, right? Now, see, uh, like how other things run, we can make. See, this Jenkins is running locally, but if we have to run on cloud, so GitHub, GitLab are cloud, like how we have Google Drive. Just now the example that same PPT and all thing is there in my local, but same I have kept on Google Drive. So on Google Drive, everything I'll do, it will be online, right? So if I give access to this, you can also see it, right? So this is a relatable example, not exactly same, but yeah. Now I am running something here in Jenkins, so it is on my local, no one can see. But same thing when we put, they will make this all thing we do not have to do. You have to just run and set up, but this account thing and all, the team is there, a dedicated team will do for that every project. Now the difference is instead of this project that I'm running on my local, we'll put upload them, that will become repo. Repo means a kind of folder only where you'll put everything, your JMX file, your test result. Then there will be runners. Now runners is LGs. Okay, generally Ubuntu will be there. Ubuntu is generally free or less costly. So runner is where it's a LG, like how we have a LG. So if we are running a standalone test, then we take a separate LG, right? As I told that, always ask for a LG which is there in same VPC, virtual private cloud, near to the server. When we do an individual standalone test, but when we do to GitHub, so that time GitHub is set up in that manner that GitHub is in same server related platform, right? So the runner that Ubuntu is will be there in the same VPC. So that time you do not have to worry. Only thing, after putting the repo and all those things, you have to create, you have to configure. Okay, you have to write a YML file. So in that, what happens every time, same kind of thing. There also you'll get a, when you make it good way, so you'll get a GUI, uh, like how we have GUI, right? This is GUI. You can make the things like that. So currently, from where it is running? Currently, this all thing is running from my local repo, local directory, right? Directory. But when the same thing is uploaded on cloud, so that directory, cloud directory, cloud folder. Suppose on Google Drive we have a folder, correct? The same way on GitHub there will be a folder that is called repo. So this whole thing will be kept there, and you have to make a setup in that JMX will be reading from that repo only. That GitHub will be reading and will be downloading JMeter. It will be running a test, right? And results will be also be kept there. So that is there, right? So that you can that is easy. You can even ask Google Copilot how to do. So he will do that, like right, complete detailed. We run JMeter test on my laptop on GitHub. So those YML file when they are in means that it's not a code actually. It's a kind of instruction based language. Okay. So that is written in, that whole thing is taken care of GitHub Action. GitHub Action is a part of GitHub. So this is how it works. It's very simple. Only thing, few stuff you have to change here, right? The branch, your main branch name. Then runner will be there. Ubuntu is the uh, default one they use. These all things, your JMX file path, or you have to give test result directly. Then you can thread means user duration. That all you can configure. And final command, it will download, right? Every time it will be downloading, extracting and running. So what happens, how this works on when we run anything on GitHub, right? That currently in my laptop, whenever I'm running, so JMeter is already there, right? But in GitHub thing, all softwares are downloaded on every run. So that's why you'll see one command there, which is downloading JMeter everything. So on every run, it will download, it will it will extract it out. Okay. So that path is there, and then there will be JMeter command, the main test JMeter dash. So this base result or environment variable threads or duration, this value we are passing from here. Okay. Here. Double. This question will be more better. I have given him direct approach, so he has just given the code. But if you search, give him this, he'll okay, put the prepare your repo, put it somewhere, right? Then GitHub action, JMeter YML file you have to create, and this is how this is. Here it looks good. This is what we have to write. Actually, it's not code, right? This is a YML instruction where we write, uh, suppose JMeter version, which is the test plan, JMeter result, number of users, then something, these steps are there. This is the run command where you can see it will be downloading the JMeter. Okay. And this is the main command. Here. JMeter test result directory. This is self, right, taking the date so that file name can be with the dates, right? And JMeter dash and dash test plan. So this variable, this is a variable, but it is taking a value from here. Here, right? Here in env section, environment section, test plan, result directory, thread, right? So like how in Jenkins we have just done, right? There is a separate place where we put in the inputs from them, and there was a downside, a main execution thing was there. So here variables is there. In that we are storing the your JMX file or test result directory or duration, all these things, and then here we are passing them in parameters form. Right? You can see. So this is how it's very simple, right? And then you can always run over there. There are some links also you can read, right? So that is there. So and little bit about Git commands you can run, learn. Pushing, pulling on repo, how it is done. Okay. So You can watch a simple video or even Copilot or Git command. So git pull push git initialization. When first time we create a repo, so git initialization clone, then add commit is all out there. So how it will work is first GitHub. GitHub. So first you'll get a account. You can create your own account if you want to practice, right? In project you'll get a account. So there you will create a repo name will be given. Now that Git first we have to clone it. Okay, that folder there is a clone command, clone it, or there is a GitHub desktop. Either we can do from command line, or a GitHub desktop application is there. Through that we do. But generally, doing through command is better. So suppose there is a folder name, right? Suppose on my Google Drive, think it's a Google Drive. On my Google Drive, there is a folder called ongoing sessions. So I will download it on my laptop local. So same repo, one repo name will be created online in GitHub. Repo name is a folder name. Okay. Now that you have to download. Downloading, they call it a clone. So I'm just making the thing relatable to understand. Now once that you have downloaded, so suppose this ongoing, I clone it in my some location. Now we have to initialize it. So there is init command. So first you have to clone it. Then using cd command, we have to go inside that directory, right? Inside that folder, wherever you have cloned that. Suppose ongoing session. Now, right, we know how to go using cd command. Now I'll go inside. Now I'll initialize it. So init command, simple init command. Okay. Now once that is done, now I will either already have some script. So that script I'll copy paste in that folder. Okay. Or we can directly start working in the same folder. We can make a same folder and start working over there. Means in same folder, whatever JMeter work you can start working. So that every progress you do, you can immediately push over there after at the end of day or the same day or same hour you are working. In that way, even the backups will be saved. Plus, uh, now pushing is what push pull, right? Push is like whatever. Suppose you are in ongoing folder, you made a JMeter script, JMX file, you worked on that, you pushed it. So it went on Google Drive. So like that, it will went on GitHub repo, that file will went. Now beauty is that it will be a backup. Plus, if anyone, you are not there and someone else want to work on that, so they can download it. That is again cloning. Other people can work. Your manager can see, okay, this fellow has worked this much today. That is also there, right? Now next time again, next day you came and then again you are working, you did some change, and again you are pushing that away, right? Even let us say you are preparing the script, so it will show. So when you are next day you are pushing something, so it will tell, okay, previous day he did something and this day he did something. It reflects in red and green. Okay. This much or this was removed, this was added, like that when you push. So because original file will be there, and when you are pushing some you did some work and you are pushing that, right, on that repo. Pushing means uploading. Okay, these are some fancy name, but if you think not fancy, actually this is whole different technology, but it works on same technology. How same concept of how we have Google Drive and we are uploading, downloading, right? It's like that only. If you try to understand, not that much same, but little bit same. Okay, so uploading those files is called pushing. So push, using push, we can push that, or GitHub desktop app will be there. Through that we can, right? So changes will be there. So like that, you can put all the thing over there. Then you can make that GitHub action, write a command, that YML file, so that you can run on over there. Okay, Ubuntu will be there, which by default they give, everyone gives. Ubuntu will be runner. Runner means LG, right? Then yeah. So here, suppose we are doing standalone test, means without any of this fancy stuff of Jenkins GitHub, then you can borrow LG, right? As you said long back, that inside or near to the same server, you have access to that. You install JMeter and anything, you are running a test, right? But those tests are not. Those tests are like one time. What you did the test one time, then you captured the result, and next time they can be deleted also, right? But your captured result will be kept somewhere, maybe on some page you can keep it, right? But after 1 year those things will be old, it becomes deleted, right? But if you are doing through GitHub, whole history is saved, that okay, 1 year back he ran this or he did this, like you see how in Jenkins whole log is still saved, right? So these are some beauty. Plus it depends on project to project how people prefer this, which is going. In many projects simple running and doing work is done. In many projects this feature is uh, done, right? So we work on GitHub and we run the test through GitHubs. Correct. Now there is one more thing called GitLab. So GitLab is an extended version of GitHub. Once that it's a totally different company. GitHub is one company, right? You can see it has also pricing plan. For us, free you can use, but when it is enterprise in company, they have a plan, right? Then we have a GitLab. GitLab is also one another company. You can see here GitLab pricing also and difference, right? GitLab is little advanced version of GitHub, but I think it's very costly compared to GitHub, right? So people use more GitHub, and GitHub is free for normal people like us. Okay, we can create our own account. You can do this here. You can sign up. You can create on your repo, and while you are working on JMeter, you can parallelly push pull the things, right? You can do. Many people will see they are putting their resume, their work on GitHub, right? They're making resume on GitHub. Okay, they have their whole profile. We call our profile portfolio. People do some example we might give. Here we do show. So you can watch. People are making GitHub as their resume. So they write the things over there. They push something. Suppose they have developed something, right? Or they have uh, generally the developers, right? Or they have done something in their life. All they will put on GitHub so that people can see. Okay? Even they people can download their code and they can run their programs. So GitHub is a good. It is used um, by many people, even employees. So suppose this is a fellow. He has written something. GitHub is more. GitLab is fully enterprise. Okay, GitLab that which I have shown fully paid some and full enterprise. GitHub is 50-50. Okay, it has paid plan for enterprise, means the big company who want to use it, and it has free plans for us people like us we can use. So if you see this is a user, right? Uh, he has written something, right? And the whole thing is kept on maybe some project or something. Then so many people are contributing like that. Here, one article you can put. Even this, suppose JMeter pet store. Currently, I'm not doing in future plans. I can put, instead of sharing it through Google Drive, I can make a repo and put it over there. People can have a link and you all can download through this thing. So this feature is also there. So yes. So this is all right about these concepts. Okay. And hope you understand all everything. This all right. Just a little bit practice git command, git pull, git push, git clone, git init, initialization init, right? And you can try. Fine. Even if you, it's not, if you think it's difficult, many people are teaching. These are like childish stuff. Okay, not very big thing. You can YouTube. So many people will be teaching git commands, GitHub. Just you have to do Google, and then you can also create your own GitHub repo as a free version. Suppose you are writing some code, you have done something good in your life and you want to showcase them. So how you will showcase? Like suppose you have cracked some code and you want to show to someone. So that code you'll create your portfolio and put it there. People can see that and they can congratulate or they can use it, right? Or you can send it to your employers. So developers generally do that. Some work they do, they keep on report. So people can see that, right? Employers can see their work and they can hire. So this is very good thing going in foreign countries generally. Many developers of foreign country makes a GitHub portfolio, which they give directly to the their hire. Like how we give resume, people are nowadays giving their GitHub portfolio where they will write everything, their experience, what they did. All page, a good, very beautiful page will come up. You can search some more examples for that. Fine. So thank you. Bye.